it's Solange. Welcome back to my channel. I'm so happy that I finally can post my first video for this new year. Thank you so much for subscribing. I now have more than 500 subscribers, so I'm truly grateful, guys. So this video, I'm going to just do a quick beginner-friendly tutorial on how you can do a lap zipper. Of course, there are other ways in which you can do it, but I'm hoping that this way I'm about to show you would be easy enough and with enough practice. Mine is not perfect, but with enough practice, we'll be able to get it perfect over and over and over again. So the first thing that we're going to do, we're going to pretend that this piece of fabric here is an actual garment that we have. So I'm just placing a label here. I put S for side. So let's just say, pretend it's a skirt, and S is for the side and C is for the center, which will be the center back of our skirt. So right where we have the center back, we're going to add some seam allowance for that. Usually when you're sewing clothing, you always need seam allowance for your zips. So I'm just adding 2 inches at the back there for our zipper allowance. Now that we have our seam allowance, the next thing I'm going to do is place my zip along that zipper allowance line, and right where the metal stopper of my zip is, I'm going to place a mark there so that I'll be able to know exactly when I'm sewing where that metal stopper is supposed to be. Right? This is very important, guys. So all the space above that mark, that's supposed to be base stitch, then we're going to back stitch when we get to that mark, and then continue sewing with a regular stitch all the way down to the end. So here I'm at my sewing machine. My stitch is on 4, and that's the most loose stitch on my machine, and I'm going to use a regular straight stitch starting at the top. There will be no back stitching, and I'm just going to sew with a straight stitch, basting along that very line, coming all the way down until I get to the point where I marked where my metal stopper is supposed to be. Now I'm almost to the point where it's supposed to be. I'm just going to leave my needle down and check to see if the mark is almost there. So I'm just checking, so I'm just going to hand wheel one more time, and then I'm going to now change my stitch to a regular 2, or you can put 2.5 straight stitch, and we're going to backspace just once is fine, or twice, and then you continue sewing with that regular straight stitch all the way down to the end of your work. Now it's a little bit different if your project had like a slit or something, but this is just the most basic for any project without any slit or anything like that at the end of it, right? And then you backstitch when you get to the end of that, and you cut your thread. The next thing that we're going to do is we're going to press the seam open. So you just go ahead and open up your work like this, and make sure that your iron is nice and hot and on steam and a proper setting for the fabric, of course, and you just give it a nice flat press to ensure that when you put it in the zip, you get it the best that you can. Now once that is done, this is what we have here. And as you see, our mark is there. When we attach our zip, we're going to notice that that metal stopper, yes, it indeed line up with the mark that we had already placed, right? So we're now going to flip our zip over onto the right side so that it's facing the seam that we just pressed out. And this is us working from the inside of the garment, which is the wrong side of the garment. Now if we were doing a centered zipper, I would have lined up the zipper things like so and place it right there onto the line. However, this is a lap zipper, so we have to shift the zipper just slightly to one of the sides of the garment so that one edge of the zip is not in the direct center of the line, but it is slightly away. So the zipper teeth must be on one side instead of at the center line. But if you continue to look at my video, I'm sure you'll understand and see exactly what I'm doing here. And now I'm just going to pin it into place. You can also base stitch this into place. It's really your preference. Now we're going to just take this to a sewing machine, and starting at one side, I'm going to start on the left side of me, and I'm using a regular 2 or 2.5 stitch length straight stitch, and we're just going to be removing the pins as we go and sew along onto the zipper there. exactly where we basted it or where we pinned it in place, we're going to just sew along there and keep removing the pins as we go. Now as we're approaching the end of where the metal stopper is, we're just going to do like a stitch just below the metal stopper, leave our needle down into our fabric, lift our presser foot and turn it to the side like so. Put down back our presser foot and we're going to just back stitch. We're going to back stitch to ensure that we secure the end of our zipper like so. Of course, again, we're going to leave our needle down into the fabric. This is very important to remember. Lift our presser foot and turn our fabric, and then we're going to continue sewing all the way up to the end, well, to the top of our fabric. Once that is done, please don't forget to back stitch to complete your work. Okay guys, so once that is done, this is what we have now. Of course, I was saying it's not perfect, but it's a start of me trying to show you this is one way in which you can do it very easily. Now we're going to take the seam ripper and just pluck out those stitches. Take your time and go ahead, pluck them out and pull out those excess basting stitches. And as you do that, you will notice that your lap zipper is taking shape. See, it's covering the actual zip. So it's quite different from a centered zipper. If you guys enjoyed the tutorial, don't forget to give me a like, a share, subscribe. Until next time, bye bye.